Okay, for solubility of substances, it's not only about ionic compound. For any substance, if it wants to dissolve in water, so firstly, they need to break their own attraction, because if it wants to dissolve in water, it means it needs to mix with water well. So that inside of this structure, they need to break and then spread inside water with water molecule in between these particles. Okay? In order to dissolve in water, they need to mix with water well. So it should be some of the particles of this substance and then some water molecule and then the particles and then the water molecule and then the particles. So in order to dissolve in water, they need to break their own attraction first by water. So when water approach them, they will break their attraction. For example, over here, the sodium and chloride will break their attraction, the ionic bond, and then the water molecule will surround this chloride ion. These are water molecule. Will surround this chloride ion, and then another one will be sodium ion surrounded by water molecule like this. So after many of these chloride ion or sodium ion come out, so this structure break. All right, this structure break down, and then many water molecules are in between them. All right, so in order for this substance to soluble in water, so they need to break their attractive first, the ionic bond. So water need to form some attraction with the particle. For example, here is the chloride. We need to form some attraction between the chloride and water. So in order to dissolve this substance, the attractive force should be strong enough between the ions and water in order to overcome the ionic bond being broken. Okay? So they need to form some attraction that are comparable with the attraction originally present in the structure. 即係話佢如果要溶嘅話，我 form 嘅嘢，新 form 嘅嘢要同之前拆嘅嘢差唔多先得。如果爭好遠，如果太弱嘅話咧 ，form 嘅嘢太弱，其實係即係 overcome 唔到之前我要拆嘅嘢，即係要比較差唔多先可以做到溶到咯。Okay, so for this one, it is insoluble in non-aqueous solvent. So yesterday I talked about non-aqueous means not water. So for ionic compound, if it is added to the non-aqueous solvent, it is not soluble. Why? Because the attractive force formed between the ions and also the solvent molecule, the non-aqueous solvent molecule are weaker, are too weak. They are too weak. That means they are not comparable with the ionic bond. 因為渣得滯啦，新方嘅嘢太渣，之前要拆嘅 ionic bond 太強，所以就 overcome 唔到啦，咁就做唔到咯。即係話一定要係差唔多，佢哋嘅強度差唔多先可以溶到咯。OK， 咁但係我明白喺呢個位咧，突然間講咩叫 polar 嗰啲，其實好難嘅。呢、個我哋留翻喺24課會再講邊啲嘢係即係點解有正負啊咁樣啦。OK， 好啦，咁你哋大概知道 ionic compound most are soluble in water and why? Because they have strong attractive forces between ions and water. So these are quite strong attraction. That's why it can overcome the ionic bond originally inside this sodium chloride crystal. Okay, so they are strong enough to overcome. So this is here. Okay, then number 6, another property of ionic compound. They are usually hard and high density. They have high density and they are usually hard. Why? Because they are held together by strong ionic bond again. 因為吸得好好啊， because there are very strong attraction between the ions， 吸得好好，吸得好實，咁咪 high density 咯。咩叫 density 啊 ？density 就係密度啊嘛，佢排得好密 ，very densely populated the ions. They have high density because of the strong ionic bond between ions. They can pack closer to each other. Okay, they can pack closer to each other. Then the density is high. Alright, and then how about hard？ 嗱，點解會係好硬呢？就因為我如果嗰樣嘢，即係因為佢咩叫硬呢？其實就係好難移位啦，好難移去啲位。即係 for hard substance, it means it is difficult to deform it. It is difficult to change the shape of the substance. 即係泥膠就唔係硬啦，因為我哋一撳落去佢會變形噶嘛。但係 ionic compound 咧，即係譬如你諗下啲 salts，common salts they are very hard. Why it is hard? Because the strong ionic bond hold the ions together. So in order to change its shape, you need to break the strong ionic bond. So it is hard to change. So it is hard. And then brittle. But why is brittle 嘅意思係咩咧？就係好脆。好脆嘅意思係咩咧？就係一揼落去佢會碎裂嘅。嗱，你諗下啲鹽，如果我揼佢，其實佢就會變成粉啊嘛，係咪？咁就即係好脆咯。係啦，咁點解會好脆咧 ？Because so we need to pay attention to this diagram in order to explain why is it brittle. So because for ionic compound they are packed like this, negative, positive, negative, positive. When you apply force to this ionic crystal, when you apply force to it, the layer will move. 即係話一層咧，呢兩層褪咗位，褪咗位會點咧？褪咗位咧，正就會對住正 ，there are repulsion, alright？ 係啦，因為咧褪咗位之後咧，正就對住正啦。咁所以咧就有 repulsion 咁咪碎裂開嚟咯，咁咪碎咗咯，就係因為咁，因為佢哋有 repulsion 啊 and cause the lattice to split. Alright, so highlight this. When there is a force applied, relative movement of the ions. 咩叫 relative movement 啊？即係褪位啊，褪咗位。So same charge clump close to each other and result in repulsion. When a force is applied, relative movement of the ions bring the same charge close to each other, and this results in repulsion, and then they break. Okay? Okay, let's do practice 9.1 now.